Next Thursday, so all next week I'm on vacation. So next Thursday, we won't be having a call Thursday night.
Okay.
So what I will be doing is reaching out to each one of you individually and having an individual call that will be consistent with what we covered tonight.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to do the feeling habit meditation. As soon as you get, oh, that's beautiful, Larry. I see the trees up in the sky there.
But,
Yeah, in fact, that's we're going to be in your,
I just got.
we're going to be in your neck of the woods.
So that's no, yeah, it's Thursday, the 6th.
Yes,
right? Okay.
yes. We're coming home that night, but it'll be late.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so.
All right.
No, 6:30. It's at 6:30. That was Rasha. She said, our call's at 7, right? No.
Nice try.
Yeah, but you know what? I know better than make little changes along the way because it will always fuck up somebody.
Yeah.
Including me sometimes, you know. But anyway, it is what it is. So let's go ahead and do the feeling habit meditation. And you guys let me know if you can hear this. I'll tell you when. Come on, bitch. Come on, bitch.
Fucking crack me up.
Can you hear this?
No.
Fuck me. Whoops. All right. Uh-oh, it stopped. Notice sounds.
Yeah.
Is it, you can hear that?
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Get yourself in a comfortable position, prepared for meditation. Let go of any resistance to being where you are and resistance to anything that may be around you at this moment.
Mute yourself.
Practice including it all. Notice sounds.
Mute yourself.
Just be with hearing happening. Notice feeling sensations in the body. Notice feeling happening. Feel your breath right on the tip of your nostrils. Feel the warm air as it escapes. Very good. Allow yourself to be in touch with your feeling habit. See if you can feel it right now. Feel whatever is there. Notice how it feels. Get a sense of the vibrational frequency. Do you feel it? Now let go. Very good. Bring it back and feel it again. The feeling habit. And let go. One more time. Feel the feeling habit. And now let go. Beautiful. Continue to breathe normally while your attention is on the breath. Allow the thoughts to move through, letting them go. Notice the higher self. Give it control. Very good. Now imagine a small creek flowing beautifully and the fish swimming through the water. Yes. Now freeze the water and the fish stop. Melt the water and they move. Just like thoughts. When you freeze them, they materialize. When you let go, they move. Let go. Very good. Now gently open your eyes and get very present to color. Bring your attention to any one thing and notice the color of it. Get very in touch with the detail of it. And the texture of it. And the shape. Are you conscious to movement? Just notice color, shape, movement. And drop into, rest into being that which is present to this very moment. Is the heart open? Open the heart and continue with the rest of your day. Okay. So contrary to what I may have put in our notes, this will be the meditation for the next 2 weeks. Okay? Oh, I've got you all muted. Okay. I have to tell you something. You know the part where I say the fish are swimming through the water? And then I said, freeze the water, and they stop. And then I said, unfreeze the water. And I couldn't help it. My head went to, they're dead. You know, I said the water unfreezes and they're swimming, but my brain just wouldn't let go of, they're not swimming, they're dead.
That's right.
I don't know, I just thought it was funny. I hope it doesn't.
I got that. The first time I listened to it, I got that.
Oh, it's funny. I'll have to rewrite that one, I'm afraid. Okay. So this past week was the Elmai meditation. And I'd like to hear anything that opened up for you or that you noticed, anything new. It doesn't even have to be that new, just anything at all out of doing the Who Am I meditation. That is the meditation you were doing, yeah?
No,
well, maybe we should start with that.
It was forgiveness.
Oh, shit.
No.
That's what I wrote down this week, forgiveness meditation. That's what I did last week on the call.
I think you're right. Yeah. I think you're right.
Yeah,
the week before was Who Am I?
Oh, good. So we did do that. Okay, good. Perfect. Sorry about that, you guys. Well, a couple of things did come up for me. And I was relating everything that I could to the feeling habit. And, you know, I distinguished my feeling habit originally as I feel like I'm going to lose everything. And so here's what I started to observe about any feeling that
leaves me suppressed, oppressed, or repressed has the same kind of energy to it. So like what I realized is if we can get everybody pinned down to one feeling habit, and if you allow that the thing that marks for you the vibration of it, you understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Then you start to notice a lot of things that you feel that leave you oppressed, repressed, or suppressed all have the same kind of energy. So practicing letting go of the feeling habit in the beginning just gets us present to that energy so that you and I become aware of it before we have to think about it. Are you with me? So
Yeah.
that we're constantly letting go of anything that could leave us oppressed, repressed, suppressed. Does that communicate?
Yeah. I don't know if you can hear me.
I can hear you. Yeah, thanks.
And, you know, even in that last meditation, you were talking about the frequency of the feeling habit.
Yeah.
And that's exactly, actually, I didn't get it so succinctly as you just said, but because the frequency, it's like, it vacillates between these, but they are not open.
They're not like if we look at all the pressions, we have oppression, we have repression, we have suppression, we have expression.
Yeah.
So we could say these three are small self-driven, and this one is all higher self-driven, perhaps.
Yeah. What I really got was it's, as opposed to always looking at one feeling habit, it's really the idea of feeling habit really is kind of encapsulates a frequencies, which is what you're saying. Yeah.
Yes, but I'm saying we got to hone in on one to start.
Yeah.
Until we get people to this experiential place. I mean, listen, you guys, I'm starting to subtly feel colors in a very subtle way, but I can feel blue, I can feel green, I can feel red. I don't know that I can feel yellow, white, or black, but those three, I can feel those. And I don't know how to express it other than it's new. And I appreciate it. And I was working with Joanne last night, and I said, you know, there's some things that Joanne's going through. And I said, Joanne, you know, what you're dealing with is exactly what you should be dealing with given everything that we've all done. It's just showing up a little different for you because you're having a tug of war with the little girl over there. And the little girl has gotten her way all your life. How do I know that? Well, it shows up in her physicality. It shows up in what she gets upset about. The little girl is alive and well, and I'm not making this wrong. I'm just saying it's making this particular space a little tougher for her. So we're doing it more one-on-one right now. And a lot opened up last night. And I think if each one of us take a look, we might notice there's like, for lack of a better way of expressing it, over here, it feels like, listen, if I'm really great at letting go, and if I really take on the quantum shift, what the fuck am I going to fight about for the rest of my life? Now listen, that's a valid question, and it's one that you will deal with if you're not already dealing with it. You may not have said it that way, but I think you can hear it the way I said it. Can you not?
Yes.
If you're free to be in every moment of now, resisting nothing, being 100% the practice of honoring life unfolding and you're open-hearted, what are we going to fight for?
That goes back to the who am I?
It does go back to the who am I, because even though I told you all to do forgiveness, I did who am I, and I don't know why. But some new things opened up for me as I was doing it. I was like, oh my gosh, do you realize? And I'm not asking you to believe this by any means, okay? But what occurred for me is we don't even fucking exist. Now listen, I know it's a crazy, illogical argument, but if you just use the analogy of the waves coming out of the ocean and we're the wave, well, that wave has, in the scope of the whole of it, it has no existence.
Right.
There's no, you look at the ocean and you say, wow, good job, that one little wave. It doesn't exist. I don't know, dude.
Wow.
That fucked me up. I was like, wow. So. Hi, Rasha. You're muted, by the way.
Hi, I'm gonna join in through my laptop because then I don't have to fiddle with the phone. So I'm gonna leave this meeting.
So the conversation that I'd like to start is a conversation called self versus myself or yourself. So self versus myself. Now, this is an inquiry / topic to draw something out. I don't have any answers here and I haven't written anything other than that statement. Because here's what happened, you know, in the notebook, I put something in there about loving self, and I had Joanne proof it, and she came back and said, love yourself. And I took it back out. And I had to question it. Why did I take that out? It was important to me. It wasn't like just, it wasn't a second thought. I had put a lot into why self versus yourself. And then I started to think, wow, I wonder how that occurs over there where you guys are. This thing we call self versus yourself, myself. So whatever you want to throw out, just start playing with this a little bit.
Makes sense to me to take out your.
Yeah, but what? Huh? Now that's really weird, guys. I'm looking back. Oh, today's the 29th. Hello. Okay, never mind.
Hi.
Okay. Yeah, I must have screwed up the meditations, huh?
Thomas, would you equate self with collective consciousness?
That's kind of how it was for me. It's like, okay, if a wave is a wave, and the wave for itself is just an illusion, that would be a myself. But to those of us who are playing a game at looking at a larger whole, that would just be self, and then we fill in the cavity of it with something. You know, like the little gingerbread man, you know, we're all like a nothing kind of self. And then we put little things in each one to give it density where it seems real for us. But in reality, I think there's self and there's myself. I think there's two distinctions.
Yeah, I can get that, yes.
Anybody else?
You guys are advanced.
I don't think that's true. What are you talking about? Look, oh, they're advanced, so we're not going to say anything?
Well, it's just like, I mean, going through the exercise, like doing that special and that, I don't know if we're going to talk about that, but, you know, that's I am different. It's like I feel, I'm not as advanced.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Gotcha. Hey, by the way, well, let's finish this first, and then I want to say something about the notebook.
Okay.
Okay.
Oops.
Does anybody else have anything with self versus myself, yourself, that world?
Well, I can add something.
Yeah.
So, moving from where I lived for 30 years down to a different environment, I'm really present to the contrast. And I definitely sense an energy.
Yeah.
And the other thing is to me, I see it displayed certain ways. That's my perception of it. I'm not saying it's the truth, but that's just my experience.
Yeah, understood.
And I find it interesting.
It's like if you take the conversation me, us, them, how might this now layer on top of that?
Me, us, them.
So I'm thinking me is the density of myself. Us is, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to fit that together, if it needs to be. You know, it may be a conversation we don't keep.
There was something else I wanted to share, and I don't know if this is appropriate, but part of what I did was I read the Quantum Forgiveness daily.
Yeah.
And I don't know where this came from, but I just thought, I'm going to contact all my siblings. I was the oldest, and just see if there's anything in the past that I need to apologize for. Mm-hmm. Like getting complete, freeing up energy. That was my intention.
Yeah.
And my sister, who's right behind me, had something that she wanted to express. Mm-hmm. And not to make her wrong, but, I said, she told me what it was, and I apologized for it. And she asked, well, why would you do that? And I gave her the reason that made sense to me in the moment. But she goes, well, I forgive you. And it was nice, but it really did occur as superiority. Yeah. It really did. And I just thought it was interesting more than anything.
Yeah, like it stood out more than it may have in the past.
But I did notice that it disappeared. There was more energy was available, or there was a freedom that was available.
Yes, got it. Yeah, very good. So I went through the heart shift part of the workbook. And Rasha, I think we will put that together and hand it out July 20th in Sacramento. And by the way, I'm not necessarily asking you to take on the job, because it's pretty well done. If I need to get them copied and what have you, I'm happy to do that. I just want you to be aware that I want people to get this on their way in so that it's in existence, okay? And I went through each of the conversations and followed through the workbook, and I was very satisfied with what it made available. And I wondered if you guys had that opportunity or not to go through.
I did.
Yeah, and what is your thoughts, input, regardless, good, bad, or indifferent, about that particular workbook?
I liked it a lot. I looked at the Quantum Forgiveness daily. I mean, I like it. I saw some formatting stuff, but I mean, The only thing I didn't get.
Listen, there's going to be formatting stuff.
Yeah.
And you're welcome to dick around with it if you want. Just know, you guys, that I did this thing by hand, you know? Like, it's not my forte, but it was going to get done somehow, some way, and so I did it.
Yeah.
If you doctor it up and make it prettier, God bless all of you. Do it. Do whatever you want with it.
You know, the thing that threw me the most was the Rainbow Connection lyrics.
Yeah, tell me about that.
I just don't know what I'm supposed to do with it. I don't know what it means.
Mine, you went the Rainbow Connection is the first conversation in the quantum shift. All right, so everybody knows we have two distinct programs. We have one program that's 3 hours long on a Thursday night somewhere called the Heart Shift. And the first part of this notebook is the Heart Shift. Clear? Take a look at the...
I'm at the outline. I see everything.
The contents.
Yeah.
If you go to the contents page, you'll see that the first part is the Heart Shift distinction. That's going to be a notebook by itself.
Okay.
There will be the Rainbow Song. You follow me?
Okay.
The Rainbow Song is the first thing that happens in the quantum shift, which is our second program, which is all day on Saturday, August 12th, followed by 3 webinars.
Okay.
So this is the Rainbow Connection is the song that we play when people come into the room.
Right.
Now, what is the intention of that song?
That's what I didn't get.
Yeah, I want you. All right, I'm asking you on purpose, okay, Robert?
Yeah.
I'm asking you to look at it as the designer of the program and say, what would that song make available first thing in the morning on Saturday morning when people come into something they don't even know what it is?
Okay, I'm getting there. Hold on.
Anybody else want to say?
No, I'm reading it again now.
Oh, okay.
I think that we're all connected, that everything's connected.
It might leave somebody feeling or thinking that way. What else might it do? And now you're reading it, Robert, but I want you to hear it in your mind's eye. The song,
I've never heard the song, if that's what you mean.
Yes, you have.
Maybe, probably not.
No, you have. I've played it at least.
Oh, I know. But if you asked me what that song was, I'd go, I have no fucking idea.
Oh, okay, got it.
That's what I mean. I mean, it's not like I saw her standing there or something.
Right. All right, well, somebody else. What do you think the intention of the song is? What's it going to provide?
Happy and uplifting mood or attitude?
Yeah, it's going to raise the energy up for no reason and get people sensitive to feeling. Because the whole day, the whole Saturday is about getting in touch with feeling in a way they're not used to feeling. You know, all of us are feeling in ways we haven't felt before. Is this true? There are things that you're noticing, there's an energy you're feeling, you're not quite sure about it yet, but you know something is happening. Well, we've had weeks to do that. They've got Saturday morning. So we're using media, music, we're using the movie, we're using group work and distinction to make that happen. Cool?
Yeah.
So does that answer the question? And then I promise to do something amazing with the lyrics. I just don't know what the hell that's going to be yet, but I will. Like when we get to this part and the song's over, I'm going to go through the lyrics and I'm going to do something with them. I just don't know yet what it is.
Okay. I'm just saying, when I look at the lyrics, I wasn't clear. Is it saying, I was going, well, is this saying that the Rainbow Connection is like stupid, like for dreamers and lovers, or am I supposed to think I am a dreamer or I am a lover? That's what I wasn't clear. Like, well, who am I in the song? Because I don't know the song. I'm only looking at the words and thinking.
Yeah, the song doesn't do anything emotional for you.
Yeah.
You don't know the song. Like
I don't know the song. So
when I hear the song, it does something emotional.
Right. See, that's the power of music. I just don't know the music that goes with the lyrics. So.
Right. So tonight, listen to it on YouTube, the Carpenters version.
All right.
Because that's what we're going to use. I think that's the one we've agreed to.
Okay, I'll do that.
And by the way, I am open to a different song too.
Yeah,
the lyrics are printed out because I know you don't remember this, but Robert, you said to me, I think everybody should have the lyrics in front of them. And I said, okay. It was in my notes with your name beside it, and I made sure I did it.
All right, I'll check out Carpenters.
Yeah, okay. Beautiful.
And I think everybody, different people have different reactions to types of music. So,
of course,
for me, my first impression was when you played the one that was the real high pitched voice and
Hermit.
And that between the corniness of the lyrics for me and the voice itself, it was like my reaction. I had emotions, but it wasn't. I didn't feel uplifted or good, or it was maybe even a little
put off,
oppressive.
Yeah. I remember you told me that. That's why we started looking at different versions.
Yeah.
Because when you said that, I said, oh, well, maybe we should use a different version. And again, I want to say, and by all means, we can use a different song too. I'm not attached in any way, shape, or form. But now that you know the intention of it, you may bump into something that you think would work.
And the intention is to have people feel more.
Yes. It's to invoke feeling.
Maybe I'll throw out there In My Life by the Beatles.
Well, I'd have to hear it because, this one doesn't mean anything to you. That doesn't mean anything to me.
Yeah.
What's it? It's In My Life?
Yeah. Judged one of the best songs ever written.
Perfect. Okay. So now get yourself present to Saturday morning, and whatever song it is that would, in fact, have you feel more, because you're walking into nothing and that music's just going to be playing, and you're sitting down and we're going to get started. And then we go into an exercise pretty much from the beginning. I'll set up the day, but we're going to go into a conversation called I Am Different. And we're going to do right away, the very first hour, they're going to be working on how am I different? And you guys, it's going to start off very broad is the way I kind of see it. Like, for instance, if I said to you for the first time, how are you different? What would be right off the top of your head? Larry, what would be right off the top of your head? What's different about you?
I don't know how to answer that. A lot of things, I guess.
What would be the first thing off the top of your head if I said, what's different about you? Yeah.
Hardworking.
Okay. So I think, you guys, we're too conditioned. So hear me out. If I go into a room of people, they've never heard this conversation before, and I said, how are you different? Well, if somebody said that to me, I'd say, well, I'm probably the only one here from Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing I think makes me different. I'm the oldest of 5 boys. That makes me different. So people will first start drawing from their history and their origin. You know, you're from Africa. You've got an English education, right? I mean, just crazy stuff. That makes you different.
Mm-hmm. You don't look like you believe it, Rasha.
Well, I'm trying to see where that was going to get Thomas, though, where he wants to go in the room. So I'm trying to walk myself through it.
Yeah. So what I'm trying to be responsible for is where they might go first, so I can address it powerfully. And where I think they'll go first is going to be history and origin. And I can take the time to acknowledge that, yes, history and origin definitely at the level of wave makes us different. Yeah, go ahead.
You know what changed the conversation for me? Because I listened to last week's session, and during the I am different, what shifted for me when it also got included, I'm different than others. That made a huge shift because then you would say, I'm annoyed. Before, when it said I'm different, I'm looking like, well, like, how am I special? Which is different than being different. So when you opened up and you said, well, I'm annoyed. I don't think everybody's as annoyed as I am. Then it's, oh, that opened up a whole different world about thinking about, well, how am I different from the rest of this? Kind of becomes a me, us, them conversation.
Okay. Now, I got your communication. Set it aside for a second and let me ask you a question about it. If we go the way I'm going, at least people like you were saying, like, what makes me special? And you might do that. And let's say people get up and they say, well, you know, I'm a real giver. I'm very charitable. Then I can take all the positive attributes and work that out. Then I can say, well, what about, you know, I think one thing that makes me different is I'm annoyed. And I'm always annoyed, and I don't think there's anybody as annoyed as I am. And whatever, you know, and share my other things. Then that might stimulate another thought. Now, what's happening behind all this? That's what I want you to look at with me.
Feelings.
Yes. So there's all these different feelings occurring, and they're feeling it at a very neutral, probably non-threatening place.
Right. Because it's also confessional.
So if I change it, because I'm not defending it, though I might have been for a second, I don't think that was my intention, but if we change it to I am different than others.
I think the way that you just said how to do it, because if you come back and interact, how am I different? I'm from Kentucky. I have purple hair. I've got this. And then you lead them into the conversation. For me, I notice I'm annoyed all the time. That will open up a whole, I mean, I think that's a great way because the exercise becomes deeper, becomes more, has different levels to it.
Perfect.
I think that's actually a good way to do it.
All right, good. Because I have to tell you, I am very satisfied with what that exercise causes. I've done it many times, and I've also used it with clients in different ways, and the outcome puts them in a space where when I start to talk about feeling, the verb versus the noun, they have something fresh. They have lots of different feeling happening, and it's fresh, and they can follow me through the conversation. They don't have to stir anything up on their own. It's all there.
I thought it was very effective when I went through it again this week.
Perfect. And then leading them from there into the feeling habit, I think becomes natural. So,
Thomas, I think that's I was going to say, I think that's a huge distinction. Feeling as a verb and feeling as a noun. It's huge.
It is huge.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It is huge. Thank you. Yeah. So, I put on the in the contents that the next conversation would be timeline life. And I don't know. I don't know that that's going to be the case. Then the next one is alive, and I don't know if that's going to be the case. I might take those out and move them. What I'm looking at is my table of contents. Okay,
Yeah.
it's the guide through the day, you guys.
Yeah.
If you look at the table of contents under the quantum shift, then what you're seeing is the agenda for the day.
Yeah.
All right, so they are conscious to this thing we're calling a feeling habit. They have lots of different feeling happening that they're now trying to departmentalize, just like we've been doing. And now we play the first part of the film. So I just want you to use your imagination of who you are in that moment after you've done that kind of work. And it's fast. You got to get it. You and I have been doing it over weeks because we got to dick around with this thing and pull on this thing and look where it goes and address where it goes. They're going to be doing it very fast. So the person watching that movie is going to be a different person than you and I watching that movie, I think.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that I'm kind of making this up, but I also think it's going to be true for most of them, that after you distinguish feeling as a verb and a noun, when they watch the film, they're going to be more present to what they're feeling.
Yes. Yes. And they'll see emotion versus feeling.
Yes.
Both will be happening, but they're now distinct. It gives you a fuller range of experience.
Yes.
And I already told them that the purpose of your life is to experience aliveness. And how do we experience aliveness? We feel. How do we feel? The physical body is the vehicle through which we experience life. Okay, good. So then after the film, we're going to get into the concerns of me. And then we'll get into letting go. That second part, I will have finished by the time I talk to you guys individually next week. Rasha, we won't have a group call next week. I'm going to be on vacation. But I am going to reach out to each one of you individually. And I will have part 2 done and sent to you. And with each one of you individually, we're going to discuss the different parts of part 2. Okay?
Yeah. Okay.
I had a thought about distinguishing noun versus verb.
Yes.
And in the movie, it would be nice if you could pull an analogy out of the movie before they watched it. So using it kind of to lead into the distinction. And then when they watch the movie, they'll see it again. Hopefully. They'll notice it
how
in the
about
movie.
sucking the
And it'll reactivate it.
How about sucking the marrow out of life? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, well, I do, but I don't know how that fits because I struggle a little with the noun and the verb because for some reason English was always tough for me. But
the noun. Got it. I went a different direction. I understand now. So feeling as a noun would be like emotions. That would be a noun.
Okay.
Feeling like a verb is right now, Larry. Right now, get present to feeling the environment on your skin.
Yeah.
That's not an emotion. That's feeling.
Yeah. Okay.
That's the verb. That's the distinction.
Okay.
Now, how I might do that, I don't know. But I'll promise to look at what you're saying and see if there's something I can do.
Yeah, I think it would just be powerful because it's repetitive that way, and you know.
Got it. Okay,
and they're also finding it on their own, so to speak.
Right.
Okay.
All right.
See it for yourself.
So now I want you to fast forward. And we're at the end of the evening. And they are in a space that we're calling the space of the quantum shift. And there's not a graduate on the planet from Landmark that doesn't know that if you create a space and you want that space to be alive and fruitful, you got to invent something inside of it. So maybe the last part of the day or evening, we have them to start brainstorming what's really important to you right now. And really get people present to their priorities, what really matters. There's all the things we say that matter, right? And there's all the things we give attention to. But when you're in this kind of space where you're empowered and you're feeling, you're more sensitive, it may be a very powerful opportunity for people to get on paper what's important to them. And then create 3 actions between now and the webinar to address those things. What do you think of that?
I like it.
Okay, do you like it enough to do it this week?
Let's do it.
I was thinking of doing it anyway.
Distinguish the 3 things that are most important to you, and in action you could take to impact those.
Wow.
Is there anything that anybody has that they want to put in tonight before we finish up?
So I have a question. So when you do the distinguish 3 things that are most important to you, directing them to use all the processes that they've been through to get to there.
Yeah, in fact, I said to you guys 3, but what I will say to them is what's important to you, and they'll just start rattling them off and making lists, and we'll get things on the board and we'll get people working, and finally they'll have 3. You and I, we're just going straight to the 3.
And then are you going to have them, I guess what I'm asking so I'm clear, is to access what that feels like, use the heart shift, use all the techniques to cement that feeling that's important to you. So when you go out to the world, you've got 3 actions and you have these methods to help you to recapture that space, because it's going to go away.
Good. Okay, yeah, very good. Very good. Yes, I will do that. Somehow, some way. I like that. Get them conscious to how it feels.
You know what this is analogous to me, Thomas?
What?
It's a bigger picture of the bliss point.
Yeah, kind of is. Yes, it kind of is. Oh, I like that. If I can think of it that way, I think it gives me more access.
Well, and I think one thing you're also trying to point people to, which we have to kind of keep in mind as we support and coach people, because I know this has been my experience, and I'm willing to practice regardless of what's coming up for me. There was a lot of feeling the last 2 weeks. Okay, there's been a lot of just, so it gave me a different type of distinction with being with, but it also showed me my reaction, right? Like, so I feel, and there's this visceral reaction, and I was telling Thomas, and sometimes stuff would be coming out of my mouth, and I'm going, who the hell's talking? Like, there is a different, but it takes something, right, to witness from that place, and to have forgiveness. So for me, the forgiveness meditation was perfect this week.
Oh, good.
But I assert, there's going to be a lot that comes up for participants, and I think the game is like, this is the game. This is what living looks like, right? Like you feel, we are feeling beings, which is what you were pointing to, Thomas, in the beginning. And I think part of the exercise is, how do I even put language to this? I like how Charlie put it. The that's from a more empowered space, Charlie, is what I'm trying to point to. I'm looking at how do we give that empowerment away to participants. Like the forgiveness exercise was perfect for me. It's like, yep, you just reacted. And can you not run away from that feeling?
Yes.
Yeah, right.
Can you not run away from feeling embarrassed?
Right.
Can you be with your sweaty palms? Can I be with feeling I'm trapped?
Well, so.
Because I want it out. Like, I'm like, all right, how can I distract myself? How can I move on? How can I get into another experience?
But being with it as one who is experiencing, not one who's trying to escape the experience.
Yeah.
That is the pivotal point. That I feel because I feel. I'm not feeling so I can escape. Charlie, what were you going to say?
It's kind of escaped me, but so what I've been present to, let's see if I can articulate this. What I've been present to recently is I'm really getting present to my ordinary way of being and thinking. And once I'm present to that, then I can interrupt it with being a different way.
Yeah.
Being transcending or being forgiving or whatever it is.
That's what you just mentioned is where the one thing that encapsulates all of our uniqueness, remember our unique character and qualities that we come up with, and then there's the one, and so the one, and I think what I've come up with, you guys, is there's no right one, it's just the one that feels good to you right then, and the one that felt good to me when we were doing this was generosity, and it's the one I've been using, and generosity is my anchor to the higher self. So I noticed that as I'm practicing, I'm checking in. Am I being generous? Am I being open? Am I like really authentically questioning myself in every situation? And I have caught myself, not like caught myself like bad, but like noticed over the past week that when I'm with them, I don't care so much about being generous. When I'm with us, I care a little bit more. But even then, I'm pretty selfish. I mean, at the level of what I'm trying to play. And it was just staggering to me. It was just staggering to me that I could go into a grocery store and forget to be really generous with the person who's interacting with me. Like that this is part of our life. It's not a throwaway. But I noticed how I would throw away those kinds of moments for what? Like, what am I going to run to? Am I running to us? Are you following this?
Oh, yeah, it's fucking awesome.
I'm totally following, and I'm trying to impose it on my situation. You know where my head's been
That's the thing I said to you when I left you the message, and I said, you know what? You've lost sight of it being game. And you know what? When the small self has got complete leadership, it's hard to hear that distinction because it's hard to turn it on a dime. It is a lifestyle. And everything you're dealing with simply is the opposition in the game you're playing. And you wouldn't have it any other way. See, the perfection we think we want is the thing I was talking about when we first got on the call. What would we fight for? So there is some fantasy that we chase that's completely bogus because there's no life there. There's got to be a game. And if we're going to empower ourselves and get to this higher state of being, we need to be prepared to put a bigger game in because as a human being, we will not be satisfied. But I don't want us to get stuck in that right now. That was a teaser.
I'm hearing that a certain way.
How are you hearing?
What else is there to give up?
oh, yeah, right. Yeah, I don't know. And I don't see it as a giving up like, well, Well, I don't know. You know what? That's
Or let go.
a good question. So, all right, you guys. So for the next 2 weeks, we'll be doing the feeling habit meditation. You're going to do this prioritizing, like what's important to me, really, and just come up with 3 areas, 3 things, any way you want to articulate it. Don't get stuck in not knowing how to do this exercise. However you do it works. It's very important that you do it your way, because what you bring is the diversity that I need to see in order to create a program. Follow? Otherwise, the program will just serve me. We got to make sure that we cover every kind of way people think. So let yourself be natural in how you distinguish those things. Is that cool?
Yeah.
And then whatever actions that you would take that would show that those things are important. All right, very good. So that's what there is to do. And then I will call each one of you next week while I'm on vacation, and I'll have the second part of the workbook completed. And we'll go through it together to see if each one of you individually can feel it pieced together to do the work that we want to get done.
Okay.
Perfect. Anything else for anybody?
Sounds good.
Hey, Rasha, could I talk to
Yeah.
you for a moment after everyone leaves? Just a brief moment.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Good
You
night,
want me to
everybody.
stay on this, or you want me to call you?